Hey guys, kinggath here with some mod news. So first up, a big congratulations to Harkness, who took down the April City Plan contest with this really cool Vault City build of Vault 88. And this and the other designs from the contest are available now if you go update the City Plan contest entries Season 2 mod. And as always for Xbox players, there's a link down below for the settlements or city plans in their own mod, so that you guys don't have to worry about that script data limit quite as much. And I've been asked this on the last mod news video. I was asked about the PC players getting access to that same version, and I'll do you guys one better. You don't actually need that. If you go on the Nexus page for the Season 1 or Season 2 of the City Plan pack mods, you will see that there's an extra file available for all of the city plans as ESLs. So you can break it down not just by settlement, but actually down to individual city plans. So you can install as much or as little as you want of our packs. All right, now I've got a few other things to talk about, but normally I do the announcement of the city plan for the next month last, but I want to talk about it right away, mostly because I need to remind you guys about the Masters contest. So for those of you guys who have never done the City Plan contest before, what we ended up doing at the end of last year's season is we had a Masters contest, and this was a 6-week-long instead of 4-week-long contest. It had massive prizes. We gave away about $1,000 worth of prizes, including $500 to first place, and we will be doing that again this year. And the plan is we'll be doing it in August or September. We are still deciding on that, but in order to get invited to that, it is an invite-only contest. You have to have competed in one of the previous, which means that if we decide to host it in August, there are only 2 City Plan contests left between now and then if you want to get an invite to that. So I highly recommend, if that is enticing to you, you like the idea of competing in a big giant tournament of champions, if you will, in the Masters contest, then you're going to want to enter into one of the next few contests if you haven't already entered one in this season. So they're season-based. The invites are not carrying on forever. So the next City Plan contest for June will be one of my favorite places, the Mechanist's Lair. Now, we do have a save file available with that unlocked. You'll be able to grab that on the mod page with the City Plan contest mod, and that's not the contest City Plans mod. There's so many names of this stuff. I got to come up with a better way to separate these, but there's actually a mod. I'll have a link below in the description that you can download that has some tools to help people who are playing along in the City Plan contest, and that page will have a save file with the Mechanist's Lair stuff all with that quest line all completed, so that you can get access to that settlement right away. So obviously that place has some pretty hefty themes already built right into it, but I'm sure you guys can come up with something clever to do with it. Our Rise of the Commonwealth City Plan has kind of has some neon underground city cyberpunk vibes to it, but you definitely don't have to limit yourself to that. I'm sure you guys can come up with some awesome stuff. But if you've never competed in a City Plan contest, like I said, you've got 2 months to guarantee your place in the Masters contest, possibly a 3rd month. We haven't figured that out yet. We'll know soon, and we will let you guys know as soon as we do. But head over to our forums, and there's tons of information on participating in the City Plan contest. And we have a great community there, lots of people who can help you out if you want to get involved for the first time. All right, let's talk about some other mod news. So a few weeks ago, I released Canary, the save file monitor mod. And the idea with this thing is to help us track down an issue that was discovered in Fallout 4, where your save file could just spontaneously lose a lot of data. Now, I've been helped by a lot of people in the community. It's been awesome, and some mods have added support for Canary, making it more likely that we will catch when this issue occurs. And this issue is not related to any of my mods. This is a Fallout 4 issue, and so the more mods that add support for Canary and the more people using Canary, the quicker we can collect data to figure out what the heck is causing this, so that we can create replication steps. And once we have steps to where we can reproduce this whenever we want, like we can force it to happen, we can send this information up to Bethesda, we can send it over to the F4SE team, and it's very likely that somebody will take interest and want to get it fixed. I know Bethesda takes a special interest in corrupted save files. They consider that sacrilege. They do not like when that happens, and so if we can show them a way to do it on demand, they will be very, very interested. So hopefully we can get a fix going. We did have the first person send me their save files after receiving the Canary error. So if any of you have received the Canary error, I am looking for those save files. I can only use them on PC. I'm an Xbox. You have no way to send me your save files, but definitely if you get that Canary error, send me that save that you got it in, and also the one from right before that from the character. And if in the game, when you get the Canary error, there will be an option that says, how can I help? Just click on that and it'll tell you how to send me that information. But it's just through the normal channel. Send it through Nexus, send it through Facebook, send it through simsettlements.com on the forums. But I just need those .fos save files, and I can continue to investigate this issue, and hopefully we can find the culprit and get this eradicated, because I'm sure it has caused many bunk save files for all of us, and we just were never aware prior to this. All right, the last thing I want to talk about is my patch cycles. So for the longest time, for over 2 years, almost 3 years, I was doing a bi-weekly patch cycle, and I was stuck to that nearly religiously, where I was putting out patches for my mods every 2 weeks, and that became a little hard to deal with. It was all consuming to hit those deadlines, especially as the mod became more fleshed out and the systems became deeper, and it became harder to pull bugs apart, and it also became harder to one-up myself and come up with cooler features. And so I switched that this year to a 3-week cycle, and I'm going to, until further notice, switch it to a 4-week cycle, and that is for a number of reasons. One is that the wonderful COVID problem we've all got going on has stretched my time, because I have kids at home instead of with daycares and schools, so that is definitely a time eater. And on top of all of that, we are in the midst of development of the next expansion for Sim Settlements. And as any of you guys have been following my stuff for a long time, as you guys know, as we get closer to a launch of it, which, keep in mind, I have not even announced, or I have not even put out a teaser trailer, so the announcement has only come in just me talking about working on it periodically. So we're not that close in any stretch of the imagination. But as we get closer, I tend to need to focus more of my time on that in order to iron out the kind of the last minute stuff, as far as, you know, what are the things that we're done with the broad strokes, and now we're getting on the focus. Well, this thing is so massive in scope compared to other ones, I'm going to need many more months of that kind of time available. So just having our live patches be spread out a little bit more just takes away some of that pressure, so that I don't feel as bad focusing on the stuff for the next expansion. And then the other thing about this patch cycle I want to talk about is that the next patch is going to be more about, or the next patch cycle is going to be focused more on Workshop Framework than some Settlements related stuff. I have some really big features coming to Workshop Framework, especially that mod authors in particular will be especially interested in, and they are my attempt to start migrating some of the features that are unique to Sim Settlements into a framework code base, so that other mods can take advantage of them and expand and make their mods use some of this code that I've poured so many hours into. So I'm hoping that that will result in some more cool mods coming out for you guys. And so the next patch cycle is going to be not this Friday, but the Friday after, and it's going to be more focused on Workshop Framework than Sim Settlements. There will be Sim Settlements and Conqueror patches. They'll just be a little smaller than usual, and that's just because of the amount of work I've had to put into this Workshop Framework patch. But I assure you guys, you will benefit from it. There are some bugs in Workshop Framework I've fixed that have been plaguing people. I'm expanding and adding in some new systems that I think mod authors are going to get real excited about, and hopefully you as players will too once you see somebody start making use of them. Hopefully I can come up with some demonstrations to show you during the patch notes video when that comes out. But just wanted to throw that out there, because I know some of you guys really look forward to these what were bi-weekly patches, and so I hate to have to push them back. Ultimately, I'd like to get back to tri-weekly. That felt like the perfect balance. It didn't feel like I was ever rushed like I did with the bi-week, with the every 2 weeks. And 4 weeks just feels a little too long for my taste, but just unfortunately circumstances are demanding of it for me for the foreseeable future. So guys, all that said, take care and enjoy the mods.